Welcome to Girl You Good. I'm Cassandra Pickett, licensed therapist turned clinic coach and speaker, helping high achieving women lead their personal lives with the same clarity and confidence they bring everywhere else. Quick episodes, real talk, zero fluff. Let's get into it. You know that phrase, objects in the mirror are closer than they appear? That's exactly how blind spots work. They're unseen, but they're right there, just on the edge of impacting your decisions, your day, your relationships, and your progress. And far too often, our blind spots jump scare us. They show up, and we're like, how did that get there? And that's why I love doing blind spot reads, because the thing that's keeping you stuck usually isn't far away. It's just something you can't fully see yet. So if you've ever thought, I know something's off, I just can't put my finger on it, or there's a pattern that just keeps showing itself, and you're like, what is this? That's exactly what we're talking about today. I recently did one of my blind spot reads, and I got permission to share this example. And just to be clear, I'm a vault. You never have to worry about me sharing your business in the world. This was shared with permission, and I'm removing any identifying information. So, what a blind spot read is, you fill out a form, you tell me what's going on, and I send you back a video and I walk you through what I see, what's actually driving the issue, and what to do next. So you get a video back from me to keep and work with everything you need to know from me. So the situation, the example, this woman filled out the form and she was in a newer friendship. And from her perspective, she should have been able to just step away from it. But the other person had a lot of intensity, a lot of fast bonding, and she started to feel really guilty, like she had to stay in this new friendship. She did this kind of like wishy-washy in and out for a few months. And now she's sitting there like, I think I waited too long. I either have to deal with this now or completely like relocate to get out of this. And on top of that, they share a friend group. So now she's worried, what if other people judge me, or if I look like a bad guy, or if I lose other relationships because of this one. And she also said, I feel like I'm the only one in the group getting this level of intensity from this person, and I don't even understand how I got here. So here's the blind spot. She didn't get stuck because this other person is intense. She got stuck because she didn't trust herself to disappoint someone. So instead of being clear early on when she felt this pull away, she started managing her feelings so she could stay in connection with this other person. And the second you start managing your emotions to stay stuck or someone else's emotions, you lose your ability to be direct because it's muddy. And that's how we end up in situations like this woman was in. So the pattern is one that a lot of us do. We don't say the clean no when it's something small. And now we're trying to untangle something that feels way bigger than it needed to be later on. So my girl was not afraid of hurting the other person's feelings. She was afraid of being seen as someone who would hurt someone else's feelings. The shift, the move here isn't to slowly back out or keep staying stuck in this friendship you don't want to be in. The shift is clarity, being kind, being direct, and being done. So something like, hey, I've realized I don't actually have the capacity for this friendship the way I thought I did. I got to pull back. No hard feelings. I just wanted to be upfront so you didn't feel blindsided. And then let the other person have their feelings. As for the friend group piece, this individual was pre-rejecting herself. So she decided that her friends were going to judge her before she even gave them a chance to respond. And even if they do judge and her worst fear came true, that still doesn't make staying in a relationship that's misaligned a better option. So after this, I actually worked with this woman one-on-one, and we uncovered that one of her core values is connection. So it makes a ton of sense that her instinct is to keep people, to maintain relationships. But wanting connection isn't the issue. It's when you're doing it out of alignment with yourself. You don't build real connection by overriding yourself. You do not build real connection by overriding yourself. So now you might be thinking, okay, that seems obvious. How is that a blind spot? And that is exactly the point. We are all blind to some part of ourselves. We get so deep in our own patterns, our guilt, our overthinking, or our situation, that we lose the ability to see the nuance or the root, the thing actually driving. That's what makes it a blind spot. So in a blind spot read, I take my skill set and go like underground. I excavate the patterns I see, I pull them up, and I reflect them back to you in a clear way that you can actually use. Not just insight for the sake of insight, but insight so you can actually do something to make a change. So some of you might be listening thinking, okay, but my situation is different. That might be true, but it also might be true that you have different details, but the same pattern as the one I described today. Ask yourself, where are you staying longer than you want to? Maybe it's at a job. Maybe it's at a volunteer position. Maybe it's the 6th cup of water your toddler's asked for at 9 o'clock. Where are you staying longer than you want to because you don't want to disappoint someone? If you want your own blind spot read, you can grab one, fill out the form, and I'll send you a video walking you through exactly what I see and what to do next. I'll hook you up. Use code GIRLYOUGOOD at checkout for $5 off through May. It's cassandrapickett.com/blindspotread, and I'll link it in the show notes as well. And this is actually the final episode of season 2. We'll be back in the fall with more, but in the meantime, you don't have to just sit on whatever you're learning. If this episode hit, there are a few ways to work with me right now. You can grab the blind spot read and get feedback on what's going on in your life. You can join the Girl You Good membership and get live group coaching twice a month. Or if you want more personalized, high-touch support, I work with clients one-to-one as well. All of that is linked for you in the show notes. Until then, girl, you good?